Yeah, folks, we got some weird changes to move decks in today's over-the-air update. As you can see behind me here, Human Torch is now a 3/3. Same text, but he got pushed up to 3 mana, now only starting at 3 power, which like technically is a higher base value, but you know, costs notably more, 3 times as much. On the other side of things, Vulture got changed down to a 1/2. So these basically swapped numbers. Comparing new Vulture to old Torch, if you compare across costs, Vulture's way worse. Like he's a little better after one single move. He goes to 1/5. Old Torch went to 1/4. After 2 moves, they're identical. They both go to 8 power. After that, the other Torch just outscales him like crazy. So if you're moving 3 or 4 times, this is drastically worse than the previous Human Torch. New Torch is also a little worse than old Vulture, I think, because it's harder to get a lot of bounces out of this, but you need a lot of bounces to get this past the power levels for old Vulture. In other words, this goes to 3/6 after 1 move. Old Vulture went to 3/9. Then this goes to 3/12. Old Vulture went to 3/15. So like after 2 moves, old Vulture was better. After the 3rd move, this one finally starts to eclipse, but it's harder to move things 3 or 4 times when they cost more energy. So in a weird way, like the 1 cost move card got worse and the 3 cost move card got worse. So it's kind of a nerf to move decks, which nobody expected. Now, in exchange for that, you'll note they did buff a few things. Doctor Strange went from 3 to 4 power, and Topaz went from 4 to 5 power. So you might lose 40 power on your 1-drop, but by God, you gained 1 power on Doctor Strange and Topaz, which to me at first glance does not seem worth it. Now, it was not framed as like a buff in the patch notes. It was basically framed as a rework to kind of reshuffle the power distribution, pulling down some of the crazy Human Torch stuff. It seemingly in some effort to future-proof it. They might want other cards that just synergize too well with all that doubling or whatever. So adding more kind of base power to the move package and less of that crazy spiky power, which I guess in theory is actually pretty cool. And I did build this deck around that notion, so I'm running like just a lot of like good mid-rangey stat cards here as opposed to like an all-in move bounce with as much move as possible. So running a 4/7, running a 5/8, running a 6/10, running a 3/5, running some 2/4s, right? Suddenly the baseline numbers are pretty solid, and then you still have some, you know, potential big scalers on your other cards, even if they're a little worse than they used to be. Dagger, by the way, unchanged, is still pretty good. I do think this is probably worse than what was happening before, but I still had a good run with this deck. I think maybe this like honest move, this is just like good cards, good stats move deck that doesn't have quite as many moving pieces, ironically. This might be underplayed a little bit because I went 9-4 with this. That's a nice 69% win rate, up 12 cubes. It still has a lot of that unpredictability that you like from move decks. But it just like solid numbers too make it hard. You know, leaving a Hellion and a Fan-Fey in a location at like 15 power kind of makes it hard for people to contest. And then, you know, like where's that Vulture going? Where's that Torch going? Where's that Dagger going? Still provides some nice spikiness. So listen, I'm not going to tell you this deck's better than it was because I don't really think it is. I think if you played this yesterday, this might have actually just been even better. I think a better, you know, scaling 1-drop, a better 3-drop in exchange for a power here and a power here would have been fine. Nothing really changed for the better here, but maybe we were all just sleeping on this anyway. Maybe this needed another look because it felt pretty good. It is actually a decent little deck. So I don't know, mostly here just to showcase these changes, just give you guys a way to discuss this, like what's going on, what's being planned in the future. Like clearly they're cooking something because these changes don't make a lot of sense without that future context. To me right now, they just kind of feel like they made an average deck worse. But maybe it was a little better than average actually behind the scenes anyway. Watch some of these games and let me know what you think. Yeah, Rania early we love. I'm not sure if I like Fan-Fey in this deck yet or not, guys. I just wanted to run another good mid-range card, you know. I think that's definitely happening. She's definitely being that. But is she a good one? I don't know. Ooh, does that help us ever? No, none of our guys really matter at all. If we're, well, I guess Heimdall technically. Heimdall kind of matters, I suppose. We just go Rania Vulture already, dude? Got like Cloak next turn to pull it back out? Yeah. I don't know. I want to play. I want to be able to play good stuff on curve, right? I'm not gonna have time to play Fan-Fey if I don't just do things now already, right? Like just do them. Do the things already, man. Do the things. Oh, well, dang, that's kind of annoying. Maybe now you go. I don't know, dude. I think I'm still stuck on Fanfei, sadly, but Shuri's Lab's kind of unbeatable now. Maybe I should have just gone cloak left, actually, because I'm going to be sending cards into Shuri's Lab, which I guess that's fine if you had a Heimdall because you're, or a Hellion, because you're going to bail them back out. There's the Heimdall. Okay, so that's pretty nice, actually. Yeah, these can stay, I guess. They don't need to move. This is fine. I'm going to be stuck playing Dagger left, though, next turn. Like, this is the worst spot for Avengers Compound if we're trying to get Heimdall value. There's no upside here. I can't get the... Oh, never mind. Just kidding. Just kidding. Oh, my God. That even sends... Oh, my God. Are we going to get too many cards mid, though, here if I'm not careful? Oh, actually, there's only 2 spots to send stuff, so... Only Vulture and Cloak are going to go right here. Fanfei's not really doing anything for the Dagger on a second loop, right? Like she's getting a little big here, but Fanfei is not gonna help. Which I guess that actually is good because that means Dagger gets stuck mid, which means she gets pulled left if I go Heimdall left. So you get a pretty big Dagger, pretty big Heimdall, pretty big Fanfei. Actually, really nice just baseline of stats here, and then of course mid gets big off Vulture. Is it gonna be big enough? I mean, he's not getting that much bigger. He's only 18, which is kind of huge, right? But not that crazy. Like if this were a Torch, if this were old Torch, forget it, dude. Forget it. So we're presumably going at least another 17 and 15, 32. They're kind of functionally, let's say a 21. I think that usually holds, right? Actually, they're getting another 4 at least. They're 25. Ugh, the 7 power here. That's if Bruce goes off. If Bruce doesn't go off, of course, we have a lot more leeway. We could snap Bob out, but you're almost a little worried about losing mid, too. We're actually not that strong mid, weirdly. We're at like, what, 26 mid? Uh-oh. Maybe I should have snapped Bob out. Does look like they committed a lot in Shuri's Lab, though, so that's good news. Also, my math is apparently... Oh, I didn't count new card here, of course. There's another new card. This looks like Marvel Boy, which does not scare me. That's not a lot of power. Prodigy, but too late. Yeah, that's fine. He doesn't do anything, so... Bruce is never enough here now, right? That's not even another end of turn. So yeah, they're only getting another 11. So they go to 29 max. They did hit it, but not bad. Oh, 30 max. Oh God. 32 max, maybe. 31 max. Yeah, maybe 31 max. He got buffed twice, yeah. Whew, scary. Good game though. You can see like the stats, man. Like, you know, very close to Topaz's buff actually mattering. This did just hurt worse. This is just worse than Torch though. Like Torch would have been just absolutely insane. Or he would have been 6, 12, 24, 48, 96. Old Torch would have been 96. He's 18 instead of 96, dude. I don't think that's a good trade. That's just not a good trade. All right, lots of cards in hand. Topaz and Madam Web, both pretty insane enablers. I guess you put Madam Web mid, and then you put Topaz wherever, left or right, and then you just go to town, right? Like, Torch is already pretty nuts in that case. Yeah, I like it. Cloak. Big time plays too, maybe. Dagger. I need the opponent to start loading up cloning vats. Let's see if they will. Oh, dude, I thought they might be playing. Dude, I decided to play this move deck first because it had like more new changes or whatever. But I decided to put together a Ooh, do we go Ghost Spider? You lose a Madam Web round is the only problem, I guess, right? Because I'm not playing anything else for Madam Web right now. Next turn I could go Cloak here to get another Madam Web upside and like Dagger here. Then move Torch in, move Dagger out. Yeah, I guess that's okay. Sure. Why not? I don't know. Seems like we're kind of wasting the Madam Web a little bit. Anyway, I built another deck I'll probably play tomorrow, which is a Ghost got changed to remove end of turn effects, so you can like silence the card. I thought it would be cool to build a Patriot Ghost deck with like cheap end of turn cards like Black Cat, Hydra Bob. There was one more. Oh, Makari. And actually a Tuma even. You can silence off a Tuma and then buff them with Patriot. Also using Sauron for a few ongoing cards for good measure or whatever, but just seemed pretty cool. I don't know. So yeah, Dagger here gets a little bit of a buff, maybe even extra. You could actually go Doctor Strange again, but you might just go Cloak instead for a bit more flexibility with a Strange later. We also have Heimdall too for next turn. If he doesn't go off here, but he might go off here, so I don't know. We'll see. Malekith, sadly not good for our Dagger. They're kind of dodging the Dagger. Maybe by design, maybe not. Does seem like a toxic deck of some kind, of course, by the way. I forgot what this was. We see a Zabu, yeah. Zabu indeed. Oh, we ripped the Heimdall now. Good God, dude. This is crazy numbers now. Okay. We can still move Dagger out mid again too is what's cool. So we have even more potential scaling incoming. And Strange can make this just absolutely monstrous. They've already locked in here, and this can't be a Shang-Chi. Could be a Shadow King though, for the record. Could be a Shadow King. What we could maybe do is something like this to really give him the little 1-2 surprise here. 15 there. I mean, you do really want to win this, so maybe this is right, I guess. This doesn't leave you very strong mid, does it? 6-11 mid here. A ton right. 18 right, and then left is just like giga set. Yeah, I mean, this is not the craziest numbers possible. Mid is what's making me nervous, or right. Do you want to have some base stats right in case they do have like a random Shadow King or something, right? I don't know what it is. Like, oh, also they can move. I forgot they can move with Cloak. Oh God. I don't know. Let's see, I guess. I'm hoping the base stats can hold, but now I'm worried about Shadow Kings. A lot of problems potentially. They didn't go mid, so mid's looking safe now too, though. I mean, maybe some risks with like whatchamacallit, whatchama-idiot, that's oh, it's just the hood. Oh, that's that. Why can't I think of the name of the idiot lady who makes all your cards one less power? Toxic idiot lady. 3/3. What's her name? Why can't I think of her name? I'm losing my mind. This is a C6 deck, by the way. Bro, this is a C6 deck. That is so sick, Joshy. Why can't I think of her name? Hazmat. But it was a C6 deck. That was actually really cool. I spotted that late, but that's sick. That's a really cool deck. Yeah, let's definitely dump cards here for Atalan. Like, we want to empty that hand as much as we can. Get some value back. We're playing against the Astral Badger. The Ass Badger, some call him. Silver Sable not hitting the torch, at least. That's good news. Anything else can probably stand to lose a couple points and not be too sad, I suppose. Cloak mid into a Topaz right gives you like a decent Madam Web line mid, maybe. Like if you've, you know, got a guy here and can send stuff into the Madam Web over and over again. Fire Hair, that is a crazy Fire Hair variant, dude. I've never seen that. Oh, I don't think that's something we're gonna do well, but keep it in mind, I guess. Killmonger is something we might see in this deck if they're running like 1-drops and Fire Hair, so keeping that Vulture chilling mid as much as possible could be valuable. Fire Hair going off, but not doing anything too crazy, I guess. Ah, the Madam Web line indeed. We called it. Again, I think for now I'm gonna keep that Dagger's my last played card, yeah. I'm gonna keep that Vulture mid for a minute. I don't know if they'll have a Killmonger or not, but it certainly seems like they could. Carnage, you know, is Carnage and Venom might be better in some ways for them, but the Killmonger might still be a backup plan or whatever of sorts. So we'll see. Vulture doesn't have to hurry right now because we're gonna be using the Madam Web on Dagger anyway at the moment. So move Dagger out left and then maybe pull her right, I guess. Aranya also. We do this? It's kind of weird. I get +1 energy, but to what end, you know? I guess I could do like Heimdall and then move Vulture right or something, or vice versa, maybe. I don't know. +1 energy here doesn't let me play anything because I'm out of cards. I really don't need to put Aranya there, to be honest. Maybe Aranya just goes here. It's fine. This only moves. Oh, no, this is going to move to the mid, too. Oh, that's fine, I guess, actually. Yeah, no, that's fine. I guess on that logic, you could put Aranya in, but you got weird timing because you got to play Ghost Spider first. So I guess Ghost Spider's always going to move out of the way. Honestly, it doesn't matter. I'm thinking too much about it now. Like, it just doesn't matter. We're going a little too hard on it now, man. Sadly, this dagger is not really hitting a lot of cards. You know, they're destroying their stuff, so there's not a lot of room to wiggle here. If they go for, like we said, oh, Morgan Le Fay, that's so sick, dude. That's so sick. Is this the way to do this, man? It literally only sends 7 power left, which seems like so wrong. This makes us like kind of strong left, kind of strong right. Or no, not right, mid, I mean. It loses left 100% of the time. I don't know. I don't feel good enough because I feel like that rocket's going to be enormous. Silver Sable's solidly sized. We're just not strong left in this world at all, right? Like, we kind of have to hope they give up left, which I don't know if they're going to. It looks like a fine place to contest, especially if you're thinking about Heimdall at all. I'm kind of saying mid is our home run spot, and left we're just sort of meh. Just kind of meh. I want to get double moves off my cards, though, if I can. So, you know, like moving Vulture right as opposed to otherwise. Oh, it looks like we might have called it right. Oh, my God. They didn't go left at all. We also didn't play mid, so we're not supporting a rocket at all. Oh, my God. We might have called our shot, guys. Might have called our shot. Yes. Dodged. Easy. Nice. Good steal, dude. Good steal. Yeah, Topaz actually, yeah, all this felt fine, dude. Vulture got +9. I mean, you know, a torch would have been what? It would have gone to 4, 8, 16? Bro, like, this is better early. The same after 2. It goes 5, 8. They line up here. But then you only go from 8 to 11 instead of 8 to 16, dog. Woo! That's a lot worse. That's a lot worse, isn't it? Oh boy. Interesting. Yeah. Vulture, Madam Web. Let's maybe put those mid, I guess. Just for, I'm thinking of Topaz later. Fanfei can also still work there, right? Just the ultimate directional flexibility mid, I guess. So we'll go Vulture left and then maybe set up for a Fanfei there. Ooh, Raft is insane for Madam Web too. That's great news. Is that something we're doing as soon as possible? I mean, we still want to get a torch on Madam Web for sure. So we want to, I guess we're going to maybe Fanfei on 4, or, well, that's not till turn 5 though, if we want to get Raft out of it. We'll have to see, because like Strange and Ghost Spider might be even better. So this is going to set up for a torch. We can go like Ghost Spider, well, move torch out, Ghost Spider it back mid. Yeah, but Strange becomes weird then though, right? Like you want Fanfei actually, because you're going to want to pull that torch over to right essentially. So maybe Raft is just a losing cause here. I think we want to maximize power, not stress over the Raft needlessly, because we have like a lot of potential strong plays. We do want a Spider now, right? And so as opposed to set up the Fanfei this turn, we might be a Hellion line instead of a Fan line. Yeah, I think that's probably right. What's my thumbnail gonna be for this video, by the way? Maybe it's a flaming Vulture. It's pretty cool. Hellion's a cool card. He'd be sick to be flaming, but he didn't get buffed. I need it to be a spotlight card. Doctor Strange is a little too complex on the art sometimes to do a lot with. I've done it before, but it's hard. Ooh, thank you. Unbelievable. The counter to Juggernaut's in. A lot of people want a Juggernaut nerf. Well, maybe it's just everybody playing move decks is the counter all along. Oh, actually now too, though, we can just maybe do this and then do this. That makes us a lot happier, doesn't it? I mean, you're pretty sure the opponent's going to win Raft, so you don't actually have to Strange there. If we want to pull off a Ghost Spider, though, it's... Could do this and then Hellion next turn. But, I mean, if they do it on the play and we do it on the reveal, we still lose it anyway, so I don't think it's worth the trouble. I'm gonna lose this Ghost Spider forever if I don't do it now, but I think I'm gonna play Fan Fei here next turn. The only issue is that does force both Torch and Vulture mid. But I guess if you got a Heimdall, you wouldn't care necessarily. You could probably stagger them back out, right? I don't know. We're going to be crazy strong, and I didn't leave anybody in Madam Web here. I should have left somebody in Web. What am I doing, dude? What am I doing, dude? Why did I pull this left just for Fan Fei? But I could have left him in Web anyway, and it's like the same difference. I mean, I guess that leaves them in Web on turn 6, though. So no, maybe that is correct. Like, this lines you up in a Web on 6 so that you have a lot more flexibility again, you know? Oh, no. Heimdall, well, he does live, but now I can't move Torch mid. Why can't? Oh, no, I can't. Madam Web moves, of course. No, this is insane. We're happy again. Just kidding. This is perfect. And then you go Hellion here, so you have even more flexibility next turn. Oh, my God. This is dreamy, dude. Maybe you just leave Torch mid in this case because he's just so outrageously big at this stage. Like, you don't need anything else. Right? And then you have, like, Vulture flexibility if you need it. Hell, like, Vulture could also go mid, though, too, for the record. Wow, yeah, they're just locked in here. So I think that just has to stay now. My own Destroyer. Interesting. Is that... No world where that ever on this Earth makes sense, right? There's just no planet. You could do this. Are you ever big enough to beat 38 like this? No, of course not, right? No, it's not even remotely on the conversation, right? So you just have to hope you hold between these two. I mean, you could just go for a strong play right, for instance, which is, I think, probably the way to go. It might be a little more susceptible to answers, but we're not really that answerable. You know what I mean? Like, we don't have a lot of, like, no Shang-Chi target. The Shadow King's not even that good. We have a lot of good base stats, which is nice. That's why I like this deck's, like, staggering of, like, scalars and solid baselines. Just a bunch of 4-power dudes floating around. Like honestly, like, Doctor Strange right now kind of makes this awkward for them. Like, 7 power here is not nothing. You know what I mean? Like, you have to actually contribute a little bit to beat this kind of thing. Like, you know, the little leftovers, you know, the little juggernauts, the Shang-Chi's, the little 3-4 power guys, now like the Reed Richards or whatever, right? Or the Pedros, you know, like, you need a little more to contest. So it's just a lot of moving pieces. Okay, yeah, Rania Dagger's cool. I think might wait though. Like, post Topaz could be better for sure. Agatha's BBL. Is that right? Yeah, I mean, you definitely don't want to float too much. There is a part of me that just, like, kind of wants to play this cloak because I think I'm going to be able to spend all my energy pretty effectively anyway, and this might just be a 2/4 that I never get back. You know what I mean? I think that's probably right. I don't know. It's just like maybe a 2/5 even with the Yggdrasil, right? It could be even bigger because I just have a body down. Okay, Topaz left makes a lot of sense. Oh my God, Topaz into Dagger already. We're gonna save the Aranya for the Torch, I guess, right? Yeah, for sure. Yeah, I think this is fine. 2 bodies for Dagger already makes her competitive. A 2/6 is already exciting, and then we got Heimdall later, right? So. Currently, Dagger, and oh, nice. Okay, so we already got. Oh no, I didn't get to Agatha. Oh no, Rania. I mean, I can't get Agatha off my mind, guys. Agatha's BBL's got me reeling. That's funny. I got a Dracula. They got a Ghost Rider. 2 sides of the same coin there. That's cute. Well, I guess this is kind of the replacement now for the Aranya that we lost. This is gonna put Dagger and Heimdall in different spots, which is good news. Excuse me, Dagger and Human Torch. I mean. The only issue though is, no, hold up, that's gonna move Dagger. Oh, well, that's fine. It's same difference, I guess. Like, they're still in different spots, you know. That's okay. Dagger might be a little smaller, right? Than, you know, the scaling's worse basically, but I don't really have a choice. He's just not gonna be big enough. Aranya would have made him the bigger guy, but Aranya's done. So Dagger's going right, going to at least 9. Torch going mid at 6. Heimdall's gonna have to be played somewhere else if we want to get Torch to move back left. So maybe you play Heimdall like mid or whatever. You could also leave Heimdall for the Dracula because that's a pretty decently sized body. I don't necessarily have a good draw next turn. Is my only problem. I mean, I could just play Heimdall too, I guess, for the record. You don't have to wait till 6 given Elysium, but Yeah, they didn't play right at all, sadly. I'm surprised they're playing the Yggdrasil so much, given that it's buffing everywhere else, right? Like, potentially they lose out on some pretty big buff upside here. Sentry. Oh, okay. That gets buffed. Might be better for me, technically. So 3 cards can move right. What if I do Vulture here? No, that won't move if I do that. He would move mid. I'd move. He'd get stuck there. Dagger would move back mid. This would kind of lock me in already. But if I draw a pretty big card next turn, I would rather play this now. You know, if I get Hellion or Fanfey, like, I want to play this now so that I have the mana to, over 2 turns to play both of the big cards, right? It's the issue. So I guess this is fine. It's not perfect. I do have Dracula, so I don't technically have to play the big cards for the record, but, you know, it might be nice to pick where that power goes. It's a pretty big Torch left. Pretty big Dagger mid. Not a lot of power right if they play an Annihilus, right? But everywhere else is chilling. Yeah, there's the Annihilus. So right's gone, but do we just hold elsewhere, you know? We did get the Fanfey, but it's sadly not enough to... I guess it's actually just better left, huh? Yeah. Just leave it. Because it's not doing anything right. It never wins right. I mean... Yeah, I think we're okay, right? Like, even like a Cannonball or something wouldn't really beat us, would it? Because it's... I mean, if they had both Mercury and Cannonball, I guess, from Elysium, they could do it. But just a Cannonball won't do it. They can play both, though. So I guess left Mercury Cannonball would beat us. Would be kind of close anyway, maybe. Not really. 9 and 9 would be 18. It'd be kind of close. Oh, boy. That's the guy. Actually, that's just a tie, though. Hold up. Hold up. Hold up. Do we win a tiebreaker? No. Oh, no. They got the Yggdrasil. It looks like we lost the tiebreaker anyway, but Yggdrasil pushed them over by 1, dude. That's sad. Shang-Chi is sad. Okay. Yeah, this is a very big Human Torch setup. I mean, I will say, like, you know, he's only 1 guy, so we got to get strong somewhere else, too. Madam Web. Ooh, Topaz. Then Torch here into Madam Web's insane, yeah. That's pretty cool. Turn 4, I might be looking for a Vulture as well. Oh, Ranya's decent at least, if nothing else. Yeah. So this will send Torch right, though, if I go for... Well, I can't activate the Ranya yet, so now I'll just be playing her for the sake of playing her. I guess, am I putting her mid as well, then? Because Hala's a little exposed for her. I don't want to leave her dragging there. Ghost Spider Nico. I wonder if this is going to have, like... Phoenix Force stuff or something. Maybe just more on full bounce move instead of, like, you know, this is kind of a mid-range move deck almost, I would say. So yeah, Torch mid, then we can move him out with Web, move him back somewhere with Strange, maybe back mid. Actually, that's probably fine. We also have Hellion as an option too. Kind of don't have that second big card right now, so we might want to, like, condense some stats down into Topaz almost, you know, like if we can't, you know, just maybe end up with a Hellion there or something. Not sure. We probably, honestly, by the way, could have, like, stole right if we wanted to, maybe. Did I forget to run Iron Fist? Oh, it just occurred to me. I just grabbed a list on Untapped and, like, tweaked it for today. It didn't have Iron Fist, though. I just realized I don't have an Iron Fist in here. I guess he is a little harder to use than many of the other move pieces, but I didn't even think about it. I just searched for, like, the, you know, highest win rate Vulture list. It doesn't have an Iron Fist. Neither of them do. It had, like, Cannonball and Cosmo and a few other things, and Eliath, a few things that I cut, right? It wasn't just that. So you go Torch, you go Strange, I think, or do you still just go Hellion? I think you Strange it to pull it back already, right? And then maybe you go Cloak. She's gonna try to move mid, but can't because it's full. Then you have, like... Oh, actually, having Cloak right is probably better for Heimdall, right? Because you can kind of... Well, you can't move Torch twice anyway, so it doesn't really matter. But maybe you can, like, move a Strange out or something. It's just, like, a more flexible power distribution, essentially. The problem here is we only ever got one of our scalers. You know, no Dagger, no Vulture. So we're kind of relying on this one guy is gonna have to carry a spot, and then we need to stack stats elsewhere. Like that might need to be Heimdall, you know, for instance. Frigga on their big torch. This plan is like, you know, this is almost like the old build where you want the really cheap torch. I don't think I like this as much in the world of a new torch, right? So if I go Heimdall first, he won't be able to move. Right, well the moves always happen first though, so that's not true. Like torch always moves first. If I go torch... These can't move as far as we can see, right? So you go torch here. You go Heimdall here. He moves mid, but then that's where torch is gonna end up, you know? Like that doesn't really make sense because... Oh, maybe I moved Topaz out then actually. Oh, that's it. That's the smart move, dude. You move Topaz out. Then you go Heimdall here, but I'm kind of wasting my Aranya, right? These all three move left, so you're strong left. These all three move mid, so you're strong mid. I think that's what we have to try and just hope that Doctor Strange holds. I don't think I can Heimdall, right? Aranya, I mean, won't it send Heimdall mid and it'll be overkill, I think? I think that's right. I don't know. They're playing their own Heimdall here. I think we beat their own Heimdall. They want to play that second torch though, right? I don't know. Don't be Doctor Strange, maybe that beats us, I think. Dagger mid does not beat me. That's fine. Shang-Chi! Oh! Yeah, Wakanda would have saved us anyway, so just good positioning choices. Yeah, nice. Okay. Yeah, dude, I don't know. Scary game. This is, this gets big still, honestly, man. Like, even as a 3-drop, he still gets big. He would have been a little smaller, of course, as a 1-drop, but he also costs more, so it's all right, Vulture, don't go Danger Room. I have just lost any and all trust in Danger Room. I'm pretty sure my account is hard-coded to be opposite. I said too many bad things about Marvel Snap. They're like, listen, we're gonna code in a special condition just for this guy. He said some bad things about Snap. We're mad. I don't actually believe that, of course, but it would be kind of funny, to be honest. If I made a game, I might troll people like that. Particularly bad streamer luck, you know, not to punish outspoken people, of course, but just to be funny. Like give them a stream where their account does something hilariously bad. That would be amazingly fun. Did I just place in the wrong order? Oh no, I didn't have a choice. No, of course. Yeah, I think Dagger here looks pretty chill. Vulture, I don't know where to send him, right? I think left is okay. I don't really have a good way to remove him right now. Like, Dagger's presumably going to be much bigger for Strange. I think actually kind of guaranteed to be. So I don't know. We'll see, I guess. Aranya doesn't really have a lot of options left either. I mean, Hellion can definitely move Vulture at least once more. No question there, but... we play an Aranya or a Sentinel. I mean, like, Aranya is like technically 3 points, but I don't always want to hit the button, weirdly. It might be nice to like Hellion here though and move the Hellion out so that I can like get stuff to Madam Web. Well, no, that won't really matter because that'll be turn 6 anyway, so I don't know if that's relevant or not. I do know this Dagger is very large, which we like. Not the most bodies out, but still enough that she's getting some solid stats. Up to 12 is quite nice. Hope. Okay, that sort of implies they're gonna play there for Dagger this turn too, which is cool. So maybe you go Hellion, like we said. Maybe you go. Ooh, now we got a Torch though. Oh boy, Torch is very fun as well. Oh, don't do this to me, Torch. Don't die, Torch. I know it's gonna die. Why do I even bother asking? I know it's gonna die. I know it's gonna die. It just always dies. I know how this goes. It always dies. It dies every time. It's gonna move and then it's still gonna die. The animation's gonna go off mid. Oh, it lives! Oh, thank God. One time, finally. Oh, Sentinel took the. The game was like, look, you have to play her at least once for this to happen. I think we just play Heimdall left now, right? Like you just go torch, you just move like web right or whatever. I don't even think we care who. It just doesn't matter. You're never actually winning, right? So you play Heimdall here so that. Oh, actually no, you got to play Heimdall here. Excuse me, yeah. So these three move left. These three move mid, and you're just ditching left, basically. And you're hoping the dagger holds mid with Heimdall, which I think is pretty likely. Sunspot here, or Nova's scary, because she goes to 14. But I don't know how much they contribute on top of that, right? Like, hopefully dagger just does the job. I mean, it's 10 plus a giant dagger, so I think we're okay. You know, I like condensing down into 2 here, I know. That's definitely the goal. Yeah, opponent had to contribute right because they were definitely worried about dagger just chilling there. So, you know how it is, dude. Like these move decks, you just never really know if they're gonna move or not move. You know, that's the tricky part. Torch getting up to a chill 16 pretty quick is nice, by the way. We really didn't have to contribute too much for this to happen. Stark Tower is really cool for stuff like Torch. I don't know if we want to wait that long though. Right, like if you could, I guess if you could just end it there, that's cool, but you kind of wish you could start it there too, because it's like, well, you know, I want it to double after it gets +2, not before. Oh, now that's cool for Torch. Maybe you just stick a dagger here for now. Maybe you put Torch here next turn, get it at least +2. Or well, I guess you start it, you Aranya it into mid, you know, that's fine, but you get the idea. Dagger can chill left for now, I guess. I think she's hurting anything over there. Just a body if nothing else. Mysterio coming down. Okay, it is gonna get buffed mid. That's cool. So Aranya Torch is really nice. Actually, Madam Web Doctor Strange is also pretty cool. The great turn 4 combo at least. I guess you probably put the Madam Web and the Strange left, don't you? You'd be ditching out a Madripoor, but you don't always get a Madripoor on 4 anyway, because, you know, sometimes your opponent plays a 4-drop there, so it's not necessarily worth the trouble regardless. You could maybe use turn 4 to move Dagger somewhere, like send Dagger right, and then use turn 5. Well, I guess it'd be 6, really, because you want that Torch to catch the Stark Tower buff again. I guess we'll see. Oh my god, dude. Dagger needs to go right big time, like right now, dude. Not next turn, now. Uh-oh. I don't have any way to really... I mean... Is it ever right to do this just to really leave my options open, you know? Like, it's definitely not better right now. But if they like Goblin... it does leave me a lot more flexibility later. Like, if I think I'm going to have the numbers anyway, this is actually probably a safer play in a weird way. Because there's definitely a chance they try to Goblin now or something, you know? I don't know. It's risky. I don't know. Hard to say, right? Hard to say. Let's see if this seems to pay off or not. It's kind of a weird like pre-commitment. Oh, they just went for a Dazzler, so I actually would have been chill to greed here. We could have gone for greed first and foremost. Maybe we still put a rock out because I can still move out next turn anyway, so that's fine. Then I can do like Dagger mid and maybe just leave the Torch. Kind of try to play around a Cannonball maybe. They are just like out of space. Like we're literally filling up on turn 5. So confused. Like they must know it's turn 5. So confused. I am so confused. Okay. Well, this obviously just wins. I mean, nothing here matters. Yeah, that sends a rock there. Heimdall wins 10 to... Well, I mean, I guess we don't actually technically know the Mysterios, do we? But it doesn't matter. This is fine too. Whatever. So this gains 8, that's 12, 20, and 4 is 24, but they could actually have 23, but Mockingbird sends them over. Okay, hold up. Actually, I have to try a little bit here. Holy crap. Why do I have to try? This seems wrong. Maybe you just... Oh, no, wrong guy. Maybe you just go Heimdall here like we said then. So that sends the rock over. That's plenty. Course Torch. This is fine. Yeah, this can't lose. Okay. We actually had to try a little bit, which is sad. It's like it's weird that like they just like they Black Swanned into nothing. Is this like, it's not a bot on Post Infinite, you know, they've got a Spotlight Portrait or whatever. I don't know. It's so weird they just ripped early. I'm so confused. Like, surely that's not the game plan. I don't know. I don't know. The other Fizzbot, definitely not a bot. Just like said, prove it, I guess, you know? Just like prove it. They hadn't seen how big the torch got, I guess, yet. So that was part of it, maybe.